stitch number 46, the bullion stitch. We're going to make a bullion that lies flat on the fabric, and we don't want it to curve, and so we're going to go down and come back up right next to where our thread came out. Now this is easier to do outside of a hoop, but for recording purposes I have to use a hoop, and so you need to know that you need to just kind of hold the needle up so that you can then wrap. Okay, so there's two different ways you can wrap. One is counterclockwise and the other is clockwise. So I want you to look carefully at how the threads are unwrapping just a little bit. And that was wrapping it counterclockwise. And now we're going to wrap it clockwise. And the thread looks like it stays together a little bit better, so that's what I'm going to do. So as you do the wraps, you just kind of scooch them down. And you don't want to pull super tight. You want to be able to move the needle through in a second here. And I think that I need just one more wrap in order to have this be about the same length as that. Okay. Now I'm going to just hold the wraps between my thumb and my forefinger, and I push the needle up and then I pull it through, and I just hold on to those wraps. And then when I get to this point, I just kind of pull it back towards the side where I started here. And you can just take your needle and kind of hold it right here and tug, and there is my bullion. Now I go to the back of the fabric, and that one lays nice and flat and straight on the fabric. Now let's do another one, and on this one I will have it curve a little bit. So I'm going to go down and come up close to where I started, and we decided that with this thread wrapping this direction clockwise worked a little bit better. Now I'm going to fill this much longer than this space. I'm going to have a lot more wraps. And sometimes it's easier just to take your finger and just hold those wraps in place. This looks really awkward. Trying to film is a little bit more difficult than just doing it on your own. Okay, so you can see that my wraps are much longer than my space here. I'm just going to pull this through. When I get to where it doesn't want to pull anymore, I tip it back towards the beginning. And then you're going to go down where we started. And now you can see that that bullion is much taller and it sits up off the fabric. So there's no right and wrong. You just have to decide, do I want my wraps to fill up the space only and have it lie flat? Do I want it to curve a lot? Do I want it to curve a little? It doesn't matter. You just have to decide how you want them. So here I'll do one more and we'll curve it just a little bit. If you're doing something that is consistent, like a round, like a little scalloped edge around a space, pay attention to how many wraps you do so that they're all consistent and the same. So you would want to do like 9 wraps around everything if that's what you liked. And that one didn't curve very much at all. So can you see how you're going to do these? A little bit of a curve, and if you do them right next to each other, you can have them all curved towards the same way. Okay, now I'll show you one last thing that you can do. You can make almost a circle by going down and up almost on top of each other there. Wrap it quite a few times. And then when we pull that through, whoops, my thread's knotting here a little bit. Then it will form a little circle since we were so close to where we began. And then you can couch that down if you'd like. That makes cute little eyes and little leaves, anything that you want that are circular. So that is the bullion stitch.